But that wasn't actually what my questions were. My questions were not about the reporting. I'll come to reporting later in the questions that I have around reporting. My questions were specifically about the legislative requirement of the CEO under the current clause 7AA2A, which is being repealed. And that puts legal responsibility on the chief executive to do something, not just to report on something, but to actually do it. And I'll read it again for the Minister because this is important. This is the whole reason we have Section 7AA, to address this issue. That the policies and the practices of the department that impact on the wellbeing of children and young persons have the objective of reducing disparities by setting measurable outcomes for Māori children and young persons who come to the attention of the department. So this isn't about reporting what sorts of outcomes there has been. That is what the Minister answered in her question. The question I have is about the legal responsibility on the Chief Executive to have policies, practices and measurable outcomes to reduce disparities for tamariki Māori. So the Minister jumped to the reporting on something, but what are they reporting on? This section is being taken away.
I call the Honourable Karen Chhour.
Madam Chair, I think I've made it very clear that I do not feel it's necessary to have separate obligations based on race. We should be treating all our children with the same level of respect and care and making sure that they are all taken care of in a way. And the Chief Executive has an obligation to the Independent Children's Monitor to report on those disparities and to have multiple reports and multiple obligations, adding more red tape to how we deal with this and writing reports rather than actually doing our job is not accomplishing that. So at the end of the day, every child deserve to be treated with the same level of care and respect and meeting their needs. And if meeting their needs means that it is a Te Ao Māori approach, then that should be happening. But I am not going to treat our children differently.
So, now before we go, Brother Barge has asked you, how have you been?
Oh, I've been great, thank you, Robert. How have you been? Thank you for joining us and coming in. It's great to hear from you.
Oh, now, back to the real fun part. Karen's answers. God, how ironic that our Minister for Children is called Karen.
And I agree with what you're saying, Kiwi-birb. That was something I was just about to raise. If you look at the mana in which you can see Kahurangi Carter and the Labour MP holding themselves, and then you can look at our minister at the time, it's very aggressive, it's very attackive. So, I mean, if you've got that sort of level of, I guess, ahua or presence there, what's happening in Oranga Tamariki as it is now, and I think what she's saying is we don't want to do this modality, the Māori tikanga way, because we want to care for all children. But once again, when I say kia ora, life vitality upon you, how does that harm anybody that isn't Māori? How does that harm anybody that's tau iwi to share that? In fact, how are we going to measure, if they get away with this, how are they going to measure, like they said, the chief executive, how will we make sure that this person is being tika true and to what they're doing? And what are they going to replace Te Ao Māori or Tikanga Māori, the protocols with? They don't even have a plan for that. They just want to X whatever they can without a substance or a strategy or a plan to help our children.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to our Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, News Guide, The Order Paper Podcast. YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, News Guide, The Order Paper